What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. First off, I'm just going to acknowledge it. I'm trying something different. I'm holding the microphone instead of having it over here. But today is break week for One Piece, so I'm going to do a bit of prediction for what I think could happen in the next chapter, 1047, and possibly even beyond that. So we're just going to hop right in. So I'll just acknowledge kind of other things before I get to the main thrust of my prediction. So I think that first off, like there's a lot to go on. Obviously in 1046 we got Raizo's moment. Raizo had a very big moment as a scabbard, as a person. You know, he revealed that he had water to put out the fire in the castle with. So I think possibly we could maybe get some shine on some of the other scabbards. Like, for example, we don't know where Denjiro is. He's a rogue element. We have no idea where he is. We don't know what the story with Ashura Doji is. I doubt he's dead. He could show up and do something. Then those are the two main ones that I feel like. Neko Mamushi and Inuyasha have had their moments. Kanjuro is done for now. Kiku is done. Kanjuro is dead. Kinemon is done. I'm trying to think who else is there. That's 7 of them. Raizo is number 8. He just had his moment. And Kawamatsu actually, could have a moment. Kawamatsu, I feel like his moment should have been before Raizo, because like Kawamatsu's whole character was that he was locked in solitary confinement for like 15 years or 20 years or something. It wasn't the full amount of time that they skipped forward, but he was in solitary confinement in Udon for like over a decade just by himself. He didn't talk to anyone, and he stayed loyal the entire time as well. I feel like before Raizo put out the fire, we could have had a Kawamatsu moment where all the samurai, because they were starting to kind of give up hope. I think Kawamatsu's moment should have been something like him kind of rallying them and keeping them, fighting through it, keeping their faith, because that would have like very much played into him as a character. But I guess he could have a moment coming up, he's a frog, like, so I don't know, is Kawamatsu supposed to be a fishman? Like, he could possibly help Jinbei with controlling the water if he is. If he's just a mink, it's kind of weird, isn't it? I think, no, he can't be a mink, can he? He has to be a fishman, doesn't he? If he is, then I'd hope to see him do something. At least I'd hope to see him do something anyway. But like, if he's a fishman, I'd like to see him help Jinbei with his control of the water. So that's the scabbards. The rest of the Straw Hats, obviously in the last chapter we got Jinbei helping Raizo, and then we had Nami and Chopper outside, and Frankie running towards Chopper with he's looking for him with Zoro, which I think that could be Chopper's next big moment. Chopper's had a lot of big moments in this arc, but I think his next big moment could be healing Zoro, or saving Zoro's life. Sanji was bringing the courtesans over towards them as well, so we'll see them all meet up. Brooke and Robin, I don't know what they're doing. Robin obviously has to find the road poneglyph, and the poneglyph in the basement. There are 2 poneglyphs in Wano at least, so she has to find them. So herself and Brooke maybe will stumble, because they're in the basements right now, and we know from when Law had his scene with the poneglyph that there is a poneglyph in the basement. So we'll possibly get Robin and Brooke finding that. They might stumble across it or something, which would be good. It would progress Robin as a character, along with the demon moment. That progressed her as a fighter. We'd get her actual like character moment from her finding the poneglyphs. And then, like, obviously there are other characters there that are doing very little. Like, you have your Minx, obviously, like Tristan and stuff are helping Chopper, and then you have like Hyogoro providing backup, and then you have the Kid Pirates and the Heart Pirates are basically just useless without. Well, Killer's out of the fight. The Kid Pirates we don't know about, but we know the Heart Pirates are basically useless, and it's basically just Law carrying the entire crew. And we have. So Law and Kid are both. They're out for the count, but like when Kaido was coming down, when Luffy was not awakened yet, they were both like, oh, I guess we're going to have to fight again. Like, so I don't know if they're actually like out. But basically Kaido is the only one left anyway, and Luffy is kind of preoccupying him. So all of them basically just have to work to survive at this point, you know, find ways off the islands and stuff. Like Law could possibly teleport people off the island depending on like if he can get his stamina back. And Momo, oh yeah, we should speak about Momo and Yamato as well. Momo obviously has to figure out how to actually generate his own fire clouds now, flame clouds, because Yamato said in the last chapter that Kaido's are basically done and this was always the only viable option. Momo has to figure it out now. So I guess it's going to come down to Momo and Yamato figuring it out together. Yamato will probably know something, but like obviously she doesn't have the actual fruit herself. So the idea of her actually like knowing how to do it straight up is ridiculous, but she might have some inkling like from observing Kaido of like what he does to do it, and she might be able to help Momo figure out how to do it himself. So on to the main thrust. That was 7 minutes. Jesus Christ, I wasn't expecting to go for that long. I thought it would be like 3 minutes or something for everything else. So I think the next chapter will probably be more Luffy versus Kaido focus. It might cut to the other people like a couple of pages or something, kind of like how the last chapter was like the beginning and end were Luffy versus Kaido, but then the middle was the Raizo story. I think that Luffy is going to knock Kaido down in this next chapter. I think like Kaido will be down kind of like enough to announce the victor as Luffy. But I think there could be, obviously we have to get a flashback for Kaido as well. I don't think that's going to be the next chapter. I think it might be 2 or 3 chapters down the line we'll get the Rocks flashback, because I think that's what Kaido's flashback will be. It will be the Rocks flashback. But I think Luffy will knock Kaido down, and then we'll have the Rocks flashback, and then after the Rocks flashback, Kaido will do the one thing that no One Piece antagonist has ever done, the one thing that Luffy does for every or nearly every major fight. I think Kaido will be down, defeated, and he'll get back up. I think this will really like cement Kaido as like the world's strongest, you know, to be the first villain to ever do the one thing that Luffy does to every single villain, where he just stands back up after being defeated and continues fighting again as if he has like a second wind. I think Kaido could do that. I think it would make him a really lasting villain. Like, Kaido's already a great villain, but I think this could be like the thing that pushes him over the edge, along with his backstory, to being the like just straight up greatest villain in One Piece history, the greatest antagonist even, not really a villain. But I think that could be the thing that pushes him over the edge if he stood back up after being defeated. And it would really just like put respect on Kaido as a character. It would really show like the level of the Yonko. You know, Big Mom obviously can't do it because she's off the island. But like Big Mom had 2 full arcs, you know, of being like a looming threat. So I think Kaido obviously can't have that because Wano is his arc. Like, if he doesn't get defeated in Wano, it wouldn't make any sense thematically. So Kaido obviously has to be defeated, but to give him that respect that, like, I know people don't like Big Mom, but as I said in my first video on this channel, I think Big Mom was written off, but like people ignore the fact that she's literally the only antagonist to ever chase across multiple arcs, besides the Marines and Blackbeard. But I wouldn't really count them. But so I really do think that the way to give Kaido that respect without having him be in a different arc again, like the Continue On arc as another antagonist, I think the way to give him that respect is to have him be defeated and then just get back up and continue fighting again the same way Luffy does. So that's what I think is going to happen over the next... Like, it depends on how long the Rocks flashback ends up being, but I could imagine that being maybe 5-6 chapters and then ending with Kaido getting back up. So that would put us at maybe 1054 and then maybe 3 or 4 more chapters of Luffy versus Kaido and then end the arc, end Wano by maybe 1070. So that's my prediction. Or no, sorry, they said that Wano will be finished by the end of the year, so maybe 1060. So that would give a very short time for post Wano, but I don't think they really need it. Like the way things have been updating in the outside world between acts and stuff, I think we could get like 2 or 3 chapters of post Wano, and then just straight on to the next arc, which I believe will be Elbaf. But so yeah, my major prediction for this is that I believe that Kaido will stand up. He'll be defeated and then he'll get back up in the same way Luffy does and continue fighting. It's kind of most of what I wanted to talk about. This channel at the moment is pretty dead. I have exams coming up, so I haven't been able to make stuff. I'm just going to do a channel update quickly. I haven't been able to make stuff, but I want to do I've started watching Dragon Ball in the last couple of days. I have my exams coming up, so I can't really do much in the way of what I want to actually do. But I'm thinking of doing a Dragon Ball review, just like, because I've never read it, I've never seen it. All I know is that there's guys screaming and turning into Super Saiyans. That's all I know about it. So it's my first time ever. So I want to do like a review of it, arc by arc. I've just finished the 21st World Martial Arts Tournament arc. So I might do the first 2 arcs as one review and then see from there how long the other arcs are. But so yeah, I'll be doing that. I'll probably record it today and then put it up Monday maybe. So stay tuned. Other than that, I want to do Berserk review, but I haven't been able to read it. Berserk over there. I haven't been able to read it because of exam study shit. But yeah, I want to review that as well. And then obviously I'll continue with One Piece, and I want to make more in-depth videos for One Piece, kind of like not just chapter reviews and predictions. But again, have to wait till after exams to do that. So that's it. Those are my predictions and also an update on the channel, I guess. If you enjoyed, please consider dropping a like. Please consider subscribing. Please consider, commenting down below what you think is going to happen in the next chapter. And I'll see you next time. Peace.